Welcome guys to another grind cross video, and today we are going to talk about units that you should be investing in first and how you should do that. So this is the list. I made a tier maker list. I'm almost sure I have all the units in, but I'll be checking with my game as well because I'm sure most of the units are missing, but I don't think so the major units are gone. So hi, if you're new to this channel, my name is Mental Bruce and I'm a free to play player. So you see every grind cross video every day. I like this game, so if you want to see more grind cross videos, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe button for more grind cross videos, and share the video to show your support. So today I'm just going to talk about which units in order, which units you should be giving priority more to invest your resources, because it's one of the most important things when it comes to free to play player and a beginner player, to choose the right unit so that their resource does not get wasted and they can progress in the game smoothly. So I already made a video on the equipment, which will be there in the cards above and the description below, so please check that out to know more about the equipment and how you tips and tricks to save your anvils and hammers. But other than that, let's begin the video. So I came to the tier maker. I'm most probably sure that some of the characters are missing. If there are, I'll check the game again, and if there are characters missing, I will find them and put them on. I'll show you in the game. But other than that, let's just begin. So the must 80 category is here, and these are the units you should 80 for sure. For whatever happens, these are the units you should 80 first with the pendants you have, be it SR pendants or SSR pendants. I think Twigo can come here. Yeah. So, and let me just do this. Yeah. So this is the order I made. So the first two units, these two are of the same priority, man. SSR red Escanor and SSR green Escanor. So they are just too good, man. They are just too good, and they are the first units. If you have them, level 80 them, 6-star them, do everything you can, put all the resources in, because it's just worth it. The next unit I'm going to talk about is Red Gotha, the coin shop Gotha. She's actually the best unit in the game, a very good support with her skills, and she's just good with her rank up skill and attack disabling and removing old gauge, with association of king removing the whole old gauge is just amazing, and she should be in top of your priority list. Next comes the free to play king. You get from him from the story. Once you get him, level 60 him, level 80 him, 6-star him, and feed in all the dupes you have of him. If you get him, he's one of the best units in the game still in JP, so he's the best unit you can get, man, and he's so good with his petrification and healing is so good. Next unit here is Lilia and Demon Meliodas. If you have these two as a combo, if you have these two as a combo, man, I'll put it here. If you have these two as a combo, these two should be the first units you should level 80, 6-star. But as an individual, Lilia is good, but Gotha and King has more priority, so make sure. Then the next unit I would like to talk about is Green Merlin, and she is so good with a passive and her skills where she removes ultimate gauge and the cube. The cube just helps a lot, and her passive, she's a very good 4th slot unit, so be sure to buy her. So even in this order, the first unit you should buy from the coin shop for me is Gotha, then Red Escanor, and then Green Merlin, and then you can go for coin shop Ban, but we'll come for that later. Next is an SI unit, and I have put them above these units just because of their value. So if you don't know what SI Gil Thunder does, he's just a good unit for PvP, 4th slot PvP. He's one of the good units in the game. He increases all defense related stats by 30%. So if you're running a mono green team with NT, he's just very good. His skills doesn't matter much. He has the attack increasing skill, which is also great for raid battles and everything. He's a very good support unit. So yeah, so he's just very good. So he's a must 80 from SR. The first SR you should 80 is him. Next I'll talk about SR Elizabeth. So Elizabeth is very good for her passive. as you have seen my Merlin videos, boss Merlin videos, she is my fourth slot unit just for this passive, man. Eliza heal for 10% of max HP at the start of next turn when taking damage. So if your unit has taken damage, he's gonna heal 10% next turn, which is so good. She's a very good fourth slot unit for boss battles, obviously, and then the Crimson Raid battle, man. She's a very good fourth slot unit, and she's just good, man. The next unit I would like to say is Arthur. Everyone knows how good Arthur is with his rank up skill and recovery disabled skill as well. He's very good, and him and Escano together, man. If you have Red Escano, it's the same as I told of Lily and Meliodas. If you have both of them, you should rank 80 both of them in the same time. If you have Valenti, man, she's a very good unit for PvE when it comes to Grey, Demon, and Guild Boss as well. She just reduces the damage taken a lot, man. So she's a very good unit, and she should be level 80. How much he has been used in global with a boss battle, with farming and everything of that sort. He's a very good unit, and level 80ing him is not a bad idea. Now we come to SR Guillermo. So I'm mostly going to talk about the SI units through Grand Cross database, which I'll be linking in the description below. Please check it out for full details more on them. He increases HP related stats by 15% in PvP. So what Gil Thunder does is he increases defense related stats by Guillermo by 15%. It's a big difference, and many of them use him for mono red. So mono red team in the back, you can have either Red King or Guillermo. Oh, I don't have Red King. Wait a minute. They don't have Red King. Okay. They don't have Red King's card, so I'll take Red King here. Just a minute. Yeah, so I'll go and take Red King here. So, yeah, so his passive is so good, and that's why he's good. If you, nowadays in PvP, having SI units in the higher tiers is just not viable anymore. But if you're a new player and a beginner and a free-to-play player, when you don't have any other option, these SI units are going to be very helpful when it comes to, so level 18 them is going to be great. So I'm talking about Red King here, and he's a must 80. He's a must 80 because because of his passive, reduce all enemy spears rate by half. Now the second part of the passive was wrong, which they have not fixed it until now, but he reduces all enemy spears rate by half. That's his passive, and he's just a protection against the Pierce team. He's the best 4th slot unit for mono red and even the Pierce team with blue Meliodas, Lilia, Escano, and Red King in the back. So Red King is a must 80. Jillian, if you don't know what Jillian does, again, she's useful for a passive in PvE, especially in Guild Boss as well, the current Guild Boss that's going on. Jillian. Okay, am I writing or spelling wrong? I think it's J. Yep, sorry. Yeah, so Jillian, first of all, it's her only card, so yeah, her passive is just so good. Increase HP attribute. It's not only Jillian, but whichever unit that increases HP attribute, not HP attribute, any attribute by 30% HP related stats, they are just great. So level 18 them is not wrong. I'll personally level 18 mine, so that is great. The next unit I would like to talk is Twigo. Twigo here, as I take on it, he increases strength attribute allies HP by 30%, just like Jillian, and that's why he's so good. He's very good in mono red PvP and PvE as well. I think there's one more unit that does that, but he's not coming on top of my head, so it's Marmus. Yeah, Marmus. It's Marmus. So Marmus also does the same thing, just for speed attribute characters, where he increases speed allies HP by 30%. And these are the 3 units which increases HP stats, which are great. Now on the second list, I will just put characters you must 80, but can wait. And it can wait after these units, or you can even save. It doesn't matter. They should be 80, but if you want, you can make them 80. So that is Red Hellbrum. Everyone knows the King Brum, where both of them petrify, removes ultimate gates. This Hellbrum is so good. If I go there, if you don't know what Hellbrum does, if you don't know any of these units, I'm sure the top tier units everyone know what they does. But this Helbram here, he removes Old Gate same as a Merlin, and he has Petrification card same as King. So him, King, and Gautam just makes the best team in, especially in low tier PvP, man. If you're on the low tier PvP, if you have both King and Helbram, man, you can use the Kingbrim team and just petrify them for all days. Now these Jericho are used as 4th slot units. So if I go here, I'll just open you in a new tab. I'll open you because you are coming next. So this Jericho here, Whole Knight Jericho, she increases speed and attribute allies by 10%. And this Jericho does that for red. And there's a unit that does for green, and that is Elioni. Where is Elioni? He's not there. I will get him from here. Elioni. Yeah, here he is, Elioni. He does this for HP attributes where he increases by 10%. So these three characters, you can 80 them, but even 60 in this 4th slot is fine as well, because SR pendants are so rare. It's very hard to 80 some SR units, which is why I've told level 60. The first SR units you should prepare to level 80 are these 4, because these 4 are so good with their passive, but these 2 can also be considered. But the SR pendants are so low, so you should take care. If you want, you can just level 60 every SR characters and then go from there, but it's your wish. It's just a video. Now this green Diane is a tank, and she's one of the best tanks you can have. If I go there, here, this Diane is a very good tank. No, not this one. This is the new one. She's trash. She's absolute trash. Yeah, so this is the small Diane, fighter Diane. Her passive is so good where she taunts and gets 300% defense at start of turn when entering the battle, which is so good. She doesn't take much of the damage, and she has this damage card is not the great, but this is the one I'm talking about, where she applies defense related stats increase for 80, 120 and 200% for 3 turns and taunts the enemy. So basically you'll have to hit her. Okay, so she's very good in many teams. She's a very good tanking unit, and she could be very useful in the guild boss as well. So she's a very good taunt and defensive unit. If you have a level 16, her would be good. Leveling her up to level 80 is your wish. You can do it or not, that's your wish, but that's why I'm putting her. Jericho is an oddity of a unit. She's the best nuker for a long time, and she helps in getting points in guild boss with her weak point and this thing, and then her ultimate. But her main thing is increased crit chance by 10% of the hero skills used. So increases 10%, and she's an RNG based nuker, but she's a very good nuker. So minus level 60 and not level 80 her, but if you are finding difficulty using her, you can obviously level 80 her. So let me just close all these tabs because it's new. So these are the must 80s, and these are the lines after that. And then next is the 60. So this Helbram, I should have opened them, man. It's just stupid. I'm not doing this very well, but it's fine. Helbram. What this Helbram does is he increases attack related stats, and that is different from increasing attack. So when he means attack related stats, it means attack, pierce rate, crit chance and crit damage. So he's the only unit now on global at least that does the increase in attack related stats, and he's very good for the raid bosses, especially with red demon and gray demon. He increases the crit damage, crit chance, and he's very good paired against green Jericho and green King. So he's a must 60 for me. Even I didn't know at the start, but he's so good. I put Elioni here. He should be in here. Yeah. So next test I want to talk about is green Elizabeth. She's a 60. You don't need her to be at 80. She's very good in Grey Demon, and she's good for that only, but she could be very useful in other PvE events. Her first skill removes buffs, and in level 3 she cancels stances as well, and her second card is healing, and on rank 2 and rank 3 she removes debuffs. She gives herself 2 old gauge orbs at the start of the turn, and it's very important because on her ultimate, she gives 2 orbs to to her allies, which is very good when it comes to ult rushing. So she's very good in PvE as well. I have used her in a lot of PvE events, and she's very good. And she is a 60. She's a very good level 60 as well. So if you have been there from the 100-day celebration, you will have a more than one dupe if you have invested in dupes. Personally, I have not invested in dupes. I saved it as coins. So yeah. Next, if you want 60, so these are the units you can who are good and could be useful at level 60, but again, they come in the lower tier. If these are the people, these are the units that you should invest after investing the units above on top. So we have this DN who's a farmer, basically. Okay, farmer, not the best farmer, you can say. I don't know why I did that, but hers one card is the rupture damage, but her main use as Diane is her ult and a passive where she increases 6% at the end of every turn. Up to 5 turns, that's 30%. And her association at level 1, she gives 525% and 600%. This clears the field. So PvE, she's very good, and in PvP, in the lower tier PvP, once you get her ultimate, it's game over. So she could be a very good level 60. She's a free unit you get from the story. So yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about Counter Meliodas. Everyone know he's a very good unit for starting in the story. Yeah, so level 16 him is not bad. Coin Shop Ban, he has fallen down a lot. Actually, he's fallen a lot. He's an okay unit. I used him with Mono Red coming. His viability in PvP has also gone, but he should be the last unit you should be buying from the coin shop, not the second last. Before Red Demon Meliodas, but he's an okay unit. This ban I have used in Merlin. Basically removes old gauge, and he has a stance which removes debuffs and heals himself after each turn. This is the counter Meliodas you get free from the story. He's very good. He could be a very actually good unit. So yeah. The next we talk about Weinhardt. Weinhardt is here just for his passive and his double AoE. He's a very good farming unit. Where is Weinhardt? Yeah. So Weinhardt is a very good farming unit because he has double AoE and he increases all peers rate by 8% up to 5 times. That is 40%. Of course, while farming that doesn't matter much, but yeah, he's a very good farmer unit. If you don't have any other farmers, he could be a very good 4th slot unit as well. Now this Slater is just great. He's the same Slater that you will get that is there in the boss battle. His cards are so good. His decrease all in means crit resistance and crit chance at the start of the battle. So his passive is so good. Then he has lifesteal. This is not much of a big deal, but decreases attack related stats and disables everything except for attack skill. So this skill is so good, especially in training game. There's a boss where he completely shuts down the boss. Same thing is happens with what's her name, Margaret, I think is her name. No, let me see, let me just go to ratings. Strength, where is the SR? Yeah, Vivian, sorry, I was thinking of Margaret. Same thing here with Vivian. She has the she doesn't have, she is also another SR in this list which I have given. Yeah, she again is for training cave and training cave only, so level 16 is good. She has disabled ultimate moves. She again shut down a unit in training cave, and she increases. So these two are good for training cave, and you can 60 them as well. Gustav and Merlin are here just for the freezing, and that's it for nuking and freezing. This Ellie Hawk is here for amplify and nothing else. SR, what do you say? SR, I forgot his name. How can I forget his name, man? Oh, this is just annoying. Speed attribute, rarity, Arthur. Yeah, Arthur. I don't know how can I forget. He's here for his passive, for increased HP related side by 6% at the start of turn if he takes damage, which is obviously common. and he's there for his passive, and he's very good. You can level 60 him. I have not done it till now. Elaine is a odd unit. She's a fine unit. She could be very good for fairy team, but other than that, nothing. So I put SR Ellie Hawk for farming because she's a very good farmer. If you don't know, she has a Pierce card. If I go here, Ellie Hawk. Oh, it's not Elizabeth. Clear. Um, where is it? Yeah. So SI Elizabeth, she has a double AOV, where she inflicts pierce damage on all enemies and decreases defense related stats on a one enemy, and she increases HP, which is, this is not a big deal, but she could be very good for farming. And yeah, if you don't have any other farmer for starting, she could be a very good farmer. So now we come to raid battles, and you have red Slater and blue Slater and blue Ban, green King and red Demon Meliodas. You can level 60 them and it works. My all units are level 60 and they work. You can put red Escano here as well, because red Escano is just way better than red Demon Meliodas in the Crimson raid. Now SR Elizabeth, this SR Ellie Hawk, where is she was, I saw her here. Yeah, she's very good for red demon, not the Howlex one, the one where Slater is, because if you don't have Slater or Blue Barn, she's the best unit. Absolutely, she can be even better than Slater. So her passive is increase base stacks by 10% if she does not take damage. So red demon, you can freeze them, and if you continuously freeze him, she's just gonna stack, and she's just gonna do damage. She's just gonna do insane damage. And I have my first unit for red demon was her, and she did insane damage. So yeah, so these are the units you should 60 them for just for raid battles. Now these are the units, this trash list, and most of the units here which are on global, by the way, I would say don't even what do you say, do them. So if you come here to my account, as you can see, I have UR'd most of these units slowly but surely. Elioni I didn't do because I had read Merlin, but if you see, some of my SSRs are still like that. I have not used them, and the reason is that I'm saving the SSR pendants for the coming units. So if you go and see, okay, you're 80, so I can't see that, but if you go to red, no, I thought that was red Merlin. Or you go to my Hellbrim and you see my limit break, I have saved 11 SSR pendants. I easily could 60 the other units, but the best way as a free-to-play player is to save your pendants and not waste on units that are trash, which I put in the trash category. They are not of much of a use, and it's better to save the SSR pendants. Now for the future units that are coming, these are the units. So this is the Eastern that has just released. This is the Valenti that has released. This Darrier is just too good. This Diane is fine. This Droll is fine. This Eastern, the upcoming Eastern, she's a must, level 80. This Esterosa is a beast in PvE, so he's a must 80. This Gloxinia is a 60, I would say, but he's a very good unit. Lost Wayne, I don't need to talk about him. I actually don't need. Shin is a good farming unit, and you can 60 him at least. He's a very good unit. He's a crit based unit. He's a little bit luck based unit, but he is a must 80. Same goes to this coin shop Zeldris as well, who's gonna come. And the god of JP Grand Cross at this point, she is a must 80. So that's the video today. These are the units you must use your resources on. Once you use resources on these top tier units, stop. Don't use your SSR pendants, especially because there are much more better SSR units which are going to come, which I would say save your SSR pendants so that you can level 80 them. Save your SSR pendants. That's all I can say. So that's it for today's video. It's a bit long video. I tried to make it short, but it didn't happen. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you watched the full video. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to see more Grand Cross videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, by the way, please comment down below what you think and what are your suggestions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.